Hey, what's up, Redefining Widowhood? This is Carmen Andrea Harris, the creator. I have been on a bit of a hiatus, allowing for the Lord to heal me in some deep and secret and hidden places that I didn't even know I still need to be healed. Also learning how to simply be and to not always be in the mode of creating and doing and just being anxious and all of that. So I have been I've been in a really good season where I've just been learning how to be and to allow for God to be God in my life. And then also recently, for those of you who don't know, in addition to being the creator of Redefining Widowhood, I'm also a homeschool mama. I used to be a teacher many years ago, but I homeschool both of my daughters, so we are entering into a new homeschool year. So I've been focused on that as well and just really reprioritizing things. But I do feel the pull and the call from God to get back to redefining widowhood, to get back into pouring into you all, to get back into just sharing my heart and sharing parts of my journey and sharing the revelation that I have gotten from the Lord on this journey. In the beginning, when everything first happened, like, I used YouTube as kind of like my vlog or like therapy, and it really helped me on my grief and my healing journey to just be real, raw, and eventually I began to become relatable because I would begin to get comments, and other women around the world who had found themselves widowed would tell me that my videos were helping them, and they really were helping me. I started doing the videos because I was a naturally creative person. I had been into internet marketing, teaching about branding and marketing, but when my husband died, I didn't want to talk about branding and marketing anymore. But because of who I am, like a natural teacher, writer, and creator, I had to get all of those feelings and those thoughts out. So that's when I started hitting record and sharing my journey as a widow, newly widowed at the age of 38 with two young daughters who were 4 and 7 at the time. And that's how Redefining Widowhood came to be. And I poured into it and I created different products and created a coaching program, and kind of took a step back and reanalyzed and reassessed what it is that I was really doing. And also along the journey did some other things, like wrote and self-published my second book, because I was an author before my husband died, like always on the entrepreneurial journey with writing and self-publishing, and also coaching women. I was a coach for women before my husband passed away. So along the journey of me really just pouring out from a pure place and realizing that there was need for my voice in the space of widowhood, I did create another coaching program. And then after a while, I decided to take a step back and do a little bit of healing, do a little bit of learning and just living life. And along that journey, I got extremely close with another widow, and we became best friends over a period of time. And then after a year of knowing her, she suddenly died, and she was like my whole entire safe space for widowhood, because she got me in a way that nobody else got me. Not only was she widowed, but she was from Florida just like me. She was a homeschool mama like me. She was entrepreneurial like me. She had a ministry call on her life. She knew that she was called to women. She was called to wives. And she would always encourage me and tell me, Carmen, you know, widows need you, keep going. On the days when I would get discouraged, like, okay, God, I know what you've shown me and you told me about my work with widows, but it's not appearing to be that way. So when she suddenly passed away, that was like a huge blow to me, because I had kind of found my flow, and I had a sister, a widow bestie, and then when she was suddenly passed away, that like was a huge blow for me. So I took a step back, and I had to do some healing and some growing and grieving and all of that stuff. So I came back, got into my flow, and then I pursued the grief counseling certification, which I got that last year. And then in between that, still had to do some more grieving and some healing. And just recently, I have been extremely unplugged from social media and from all the noise and the distractions, because I felt God just really calling me deeper into the secret place with him, so that I could just tune out all the distractions and get some quiet, sacred time with him to figure out, or not even to figure out, because I don't have to figure out anything, and God is teaching me that, but to get before him to see, like, what are we doing in this season? What do you want me to do in this season? Do you still want me to create in the redefining widowhood space, God? Or do you want me to just focus exclusively on grief counseling women who feel connected to me, whether they're widowed or not? Like, do you want me to discontinue redefining widowhood? Like, what do you want me to do in this season? So along the journey of me seeking God on that, he took me into a deeper level of healing and just doing a lot of writing, a lot of journaling. For those of you who don't know, like, writing is my number one gift. Like, that's my God-given gift. Before widowhood, before I wrote and self-published my first book in 2014, writing is my gift. And I'm also a scribe, which means that I can hear from the Lord and I write what it is that I hear him saying, not just for me, but for other people. So he really took me into a deeper level of getting back to my first gift and my first love, which is writing and also journaling and scribing. And by doing that, I was able to access an even deeper level of healing for myself. And he also shared with me that he wants his daughters to go through a deeper level of healing, and that I, in different capacities in the future, will be teaching women, widowed women, divorced women, single women, married women, how to access healing and restoration and joy through writing. So just sitting with him and getting the downloads for that, and then again allowing for him to work on me and to take me on a deeper level of healing. It was like a full 360 moment, and I realized that there are definitely different ebbs and flows to this journey that we call widowhood. And we can't just separate widowhood from everything else that's going on. Like, widowhood, it's not my identity, but it's definitely a season and a journey that I'm on. And the more that I walk along this journey, I understand that there are ebbs and there are flows. There will be seasons in my widowhood where I feel like a warrior, like I have conquered the world. And then there will be other seasons in my widowhood where I just will feel like, oh my God, I can't believe that my late husband is not here. Like, I put up a post, I posted it on here and on Instagram. It was a picture of my late husband and my oldest daughter when she was she might have been like 6 months old. And I came across the picture accidentally while I was looking for something else. And I tried to like hurry up and get past the picture, but I could hear my therapist in my head saying, what are you feeling? Sit in that. So I sat in those feelings and I sat in those emotions, and I allowed myself to reflect back and to reminisce on that season in my life where my oldest daughter was 6 months old. I was a new mom. I was a new wife. I was a new homeowner, had just purchased a brand new home. I was thriving in my teaching career, and it was a really beautiful season of my life. And I allowed myself to sit in that and to reminisce on that. And of course, the tears began to flow. And as I was experiencing the joy of the reminiscing on that moment, I asked God, like, will I ever experience joy like that again? Will I ever experience a honeymoon phase of my life again, to where things are just beautiful? And I allowed myself to be vulnerable in that moment and to just really truly tell God how I was feeling. And I realized that that was him taking me on a deeper level of healing. That was him teaching me how to be vulnerable. And that was him showing me that there's no end goal for conquering widowhood. There's no, I'm completely healed, now I can do this, I can do that. This is a journey of ebbs and flows, a journey of ebbs and flows. So that's just what I wanted to talk about today, like the journey of the ebbs and flows of widowhood. Wherever you are on your journey, whether you are under a year out, whether you just became widowed a few months ago, or if you've been on this journey for longer than me. December 16th will make 5 years. December 16th, 23 will make 5 years that I've been widowed. And I am yet learning how to navigate this journey. No, I'm not the same woman who I was the day after I suddenly became widowed, but I have grown, I have conquered certain things, but I have also learned to give myself grace and to give myself the space to grieve and to heal and to live again and to rinse and repeat and to do it all over again. So no matter where you are on this journey, I want you to realize that this is a journey of ebbs and flows. This is a journey of learning and relearning. This is a journey of starting and stopping again. This is a journey of coming and going. So give yourself grace along this journey, no matter where it is that you are, and give yourself the space to grieve and to grieve well, if that makes sense, because a lot of people brush past their grief, they brush past this journey, they busy themselves with different things and overachieving and doing everything under the sun except for sitting in the pain, sitting in the grief. And that is totally necessary, to sit in it, to sit in the pain, to sit in the grief, to sit in the anger, to sit in the frustration, to sit in all of the emotions, because until you do that, you won't even be able to access healing in the way that you need to access healing. So I just wanted to share that. It is my intention to get back to just simply hitting record and sharing my heart on this journey. I thought for a period of time that my time with Redefining Widowhood was over. I thought I had said all I had to say. I thought I had done all I had to do. And I was like, Lord, I'm just going to focus on grief counseling, you know, on my other channel and on my other platforms. Focus on grief counseling for people who feel connected to me, not necessarily just for widows, but I understand that there needs to be a space specifically for widows. I understand that it's very important to create space specifically for widows, because a lot of times, unfortunately, and not in a way of like making widowhood an idol or making it our identity, because God dealt with me on that years ago, but in the perspective of just creating a space just for women who have experienced widowhood, because a lot of times in different spaces, people only talk about singles or married or divorced women, and nobody even mentions widows. I think a lot of times because it's not even a thought on people's minds. And I think also what I've seen is that in a lot of spaces, they just group all women together. You know, oh, you're either single or you're married, and it's like, no, there's some different categories in there. So just from my journey and my perspective, I know that it's necessary and it's needed for me to keep this space open, the Redefining Widowhood space, specifically for widows, while also being able to pour into women who may be on different journeys, a single journey, a married journey, a divorce journey, or somewhere in between. So I said all of that to say it is my intention to hit record, as I did in the very beginning of this channel, to share my heart, to share my thoughts, to share as the Lord leads me on this journey. And very specifically, another thing that I will be doing in this season specifically is I will be teaching women, I will be teaching widowed women in this space, Redefining Widowhood, and also teaching women who are on other journeys on my other YouTube channel. I will be teaching you, well, those of you who feel connected to me, those of you who will eventually become my clients, I will be teaching you how to heal through writing. As I said, writing comes naturally to me. That's my gift. Like, I have journals upon journals upon journals of me writing, scribing, writing my thoughts and all of that. So I am a natural born writer. I also wrote and self-published 2 books. And for a season in time around 2022, I was working on creating a writing and self-publishing coaching program where I would teach women how to write and self-publish their books. And I'm working on something similar to that, which I'll give details about that when it's time in the due season. But as of right now, I'll be teaching women how to heal through writing. incorporating my grief counseling knowledge, as well as my writing skills and, my teacher skills from the classroom many years ago, to help women to access a deeper level of healing, restoration, and joy through the power of writing. So I created a brand new email list for Redefining Widowhood. If you guys want to get access to my free Write to Heal 3-day challenge, I want you to click the link in the description or in the bio, wherever you see it, redefiningwidowhood.com, and you'll get access to my Write to Heal, that's a strategy that I'll be using in this season, a strategy that God downloaded to me called Write to Heal. You can think of me as the Write to Heal coach. WRITE, like write. You can think of me as the Write to Heal coach. So I will be taking those of you who feel like you want to work with me, you want to connect with me in an official capacity, because again, I am a certified grief counselor as well as a certified life coach. So if you want to work with me in an official capacity beyond just watching the videos and kind of binging on that, then the first step is to get on my email list. It's completely free. And then once you opt into my email list at redefiningwidowhood.com, you will get the Write to Heal 3-day challenge as a free gift. And then once you're on my email list, I'll send out emails periodically to give you updates on just the products and the services that I'll be offering in this season. So hopefully you got some type of value, inspiration, motivation from this video, and I will see you all on the next video. Peace and blessings. Write to Heal.